Hello, everybody, and welcome back to hour 2 of this. We're going to call it like a misadventure or something, because, oh man. All right, so before we actually pull the camera 100% over to Cracks and Winnie, Ollie and Rick, both of you guys can roll me one last either survival or lore. If it's lore, intelligence. If it's survival, wisdom check.
Definitely going lore.
Lore, intelligence.
So that's an 8, because you hate me.
I don't know anything. No one tells me nothing.
Okay, there we go. Okay, cool. With your 8, one of the things that you're able to tell, Rick, is that as you're looking, you can see that the sun is definitely going to be coming up based off the information that you had prior. The sun is going to be coming up in an hour and a half. So if you wanted to, you technically have enough time to catch a cat nap, but like you're really going to be burning oil if that's what you want to do. I said cat nap, but that's for you. That's literally like a full night's rest.
What would a Solarian nap be then? Like fucking Batman, like the.
Honestly, what would that be? Like 10 minutes would be the equivalent of an hour for a regular person, right? If you base it off of 6 hours, because you don't really need more than 6 hours. If you want to just take 10 minutes, Rick, I will allow you to make a exert check to try to like shake off that penalty. It's kind of like one of those...
I mean, we'd be doing that anyway, more or less, anyway. So
yeah, wake up from a nap and see if you're groggy or not, sort of a thing.
Yeah, what I'd personally do is I'd just set like a timer for like 30 minutes. It'd just be like, Andre, just wake me in 30 minutes. If I don't wake up, just, I don't know, kick me or whatever. Just.
Okay. It's going to be one of the guards that kicks you.
Perfect.
Exactly.
So he passes out, and he doesn't need like an alarm or whatever. He just, Andre, wake me up, and he's actually going to nap for a little bit. Andre, do you also try to close your eyes for a moment? No. I'm not saying all of a sudden you guys fall asleep and you overslept your alarm. Okay, no, you're good.
No.
All right.
I'm literally.
I always set 5 alarms. I'm a Solarian.
Waiting. Okay. Well, I'm probably kneeling because we're in sneaky.
Okay, so you are going to just sit there and just try to relax for that half an hour. The other two, you're approaching the facility. The sun is coming up soon. When it's coming up, I don't know if you cared to worry about it, but the sun is coming up very soon, and you're approaching the facility now. And here you are. We're talking about 200 meters away from it. There are big lights that shine out in various areas nearby, but you kind of like walked between them to stay in the darker area, and you're past the area of where dim light is even slightly shining up the ground. You're staring at the side of the facility. You can see that there's a door there. There's also a door over there as well. I'm sure there's more doors around the facility too, or maybe even ones that you just haven't noticed yet. You know that there's cameras. You know that there's lights.
Just activate those demo charges and throw. No, not doing that.
It's like, Winnie, do something.
Cracks on the radio, just distraction. Obvious question mark at the end. And this is to yeah.
Entirely unnecessary. You are still on the ship, yes?
Yes.
Good. We do not need assistance in this. We do not need assistance in this matter.
And
we'll be fine.
When he looks at him, he's like turning his head, trying to press the button, and then
we don't have that radio.
Yeah,
no, he's.
Oh, he's trying to sneak to her.
And he just takes his helmet off and just presses the button. Says, "Wait, Tremmy, was the plan supposed to be we were supposed to stay on the ship?"
Tremmy says, "Have you found them?"
Maybe.
They've been gone for a long while. Do they need help?
On like the broadband radio. Is everything okay?
Cattle is tired.
He just replays that. Cattle's asleep.
I think I have enough time powering the engines up. I can target the sand. I can target the ship's weapons. It's the
Unfortunately, I can't hear
My
it.
scanners have told me where most likely the soldiers are sleeping in the facility that we had landed next to. I think we can take out the majority of them inside this base right here before they're even aware of the fact that our ship was turned on, let alone whatever else we need to do while we're here. Should I go ahead and start powering the ship up and targeting?
Krax is actually going to say no.
Winnie can hear this too. Winnie,
Yeah,
be a voice of
we
reason.
can definitely hear this.
Winnie's shaking her
muted,
head
though.
but not speaking. Tremor can't hear
Um,
anything.
Cattle has a
Krax-
nightmare.
Krax is actually going to say no to this because he knows they have lock-on systems. Excuse you, sir. They locked onto the ship when we entered orbit. There's definitely more defenses than we're seeing. That will just get us killed faster. So Krax basically says, no, we're doing this in and out, no stealth.
Yes,
in and out,
you
no
had said
shooting. There's
you
little
had
shooting.
said where the anti-craft was. Hold on, let me just run a few numbers. It would take me only a few minutes after shooting out where they're all sleeping for me to target onto where that is, so that I can potentially shoot that down before I even need to take to the skies. No, we can definitely take care of this really quickly.
No.
Inactive
I don't think
targeting
that's
only.
necessary.
Please don't.
Non-powered, non-computer, inactive only.
Targeting that would require me climbing onto the hull of the ship and manually aiming it. I can do that. Let's just hope that they don't see me. All right, I'm gonna go take care of that right now.
Don't. They'll see you.
What is the plan right now? Are we killing these humans to take what we need, or what?
One moment, and he puts her on hold, and he goes back to Entree. Is Cattle dead tired?
Cattle is taking a sleep. We had to go over an extremely long way round through the Prothean ruins. It was a very interesting experience. The local fauna here is large, but it means that we will... It'll be slow. It'll take time. I suggest you and Winnie find something to do with your time. I believe there was a board of this game called Checkers that Lieutenant Clark left on the ship. I do not understand it, but I'm sure the extranet will have something on it. Please find a way to entertain yourselves in the time. We may be gone for some time, but I think we will be able to enter the building without any casualties.
Rex is 100% taking this the wrong way.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, that distraction you mentioned, checkers, humans, left on ship, right? So yeah, he's
No,
like,
we
not-
don't need a distraction on Thray. We don't need a distraction.
Oh no, he's.
Oh, you just use your inner monologue.
This is my inner monologue. It's like, yeah, that
Lisa
sounds
needs
right.
braces.
And it's just he's like nodding to himself profoundly, like, yes, I understand what she means.
And then I would just call him Winnie. I was like, "You are on the ship, yes?
No.
He's like, he
Return
hears that,
to
he's like,
the ship."
Don't.
Rex, why are
Me
you
and
why
me and
are
Cattle
you
have
doing
this
that with your hands?
entirely sorted. Now, if we were captured by the humans, we wouldn't
5
be
sets of lights turn on Makos as clearly engines are starting up. Grabbing your scope, like as soon as you kind of catch that, I imagine your words trail off for a moment. As you see the lights and you grab the scope and glance over there really quickly, you see that there are a whole bunch of different peoples. You'd have to make me checks to see more detail. Climbing into the various Makos whose lights have just turned on down in that area. Go ahead, Ollie.
Was
I
that
thought the
us that saw
humans
that,
are.
or-
Ollie.
I imagine I saw that because we were at the vehicle bay. On second thought, the humans are spooked. Perhaps a defensive position with you, Winnie, isn't the worst idea, but it is almost entirely going to be unnecessary. But they are.
Just in case, I can try to find a place to give you cover.
Keep Cracks on a leash.
That's not very nice.
He asked me to do it specifically, and then I'll
He actually like nods his head. It's like that was only for something else.
Yeah.
He's not saying that over the radio. He's just like saying that so when he hears, it's like that was for something else.
All right, Cracks. Well, why don't we try to find a defensible position? And Scott, I'm gonna look for like an area where I could probably like set up like my sniper rifle, where I can like keep sight on the doors.
You're welcome to make a survival or perception, intelligence, or wisdom. Tell me what it is. It changes the result.
Perception, intelligence.
Thank you.
Yep.
So with your perception intelligence, you're looking around. The first thing that kind of catches your eye is that same spot that you were at beforehand. Certainly the quickest and easiest one to get to. That will definitely get you to an area that gives you cover. And you were able to hide there once before, no problem. Or if they did, whatever. So yay. However, it is just stone that's around you. So should they discover where you are and actively want to attack you, they could easily get through that. You also notice that if you wanted to hoof it to the ruins, as I'd said beforehand, it goes from dense to sparse, and you're obviously on the outskirts, so it's a sparse area. You could probably get over and climb onto one of those buildings over there and get yourself a bit of a sniper spot. It's a longer haul and harder to do, but it's definitely more secure and would give you better vantage.
Risk of bird. Of course, you don't know that.
I don't know that. So I would probably go for that and just say we can probably go over there, and that would be good.
Mhm.
I don't know if you want to stay over here, Cracks, next to the stone. It's closer.
Okay. So, Cracks, you want to stay by the stones?
You're muted, Frank.
Yeah, Cracks just nods his head. He doesn't say anything. He's on his Omni tool in like night mode, so it's darker than usual.
Yeah.
Looking up on the extranet, large fauna. He knows what fauna is, but he's like,
So you
What type of large
understand what
fauna?
large fauna is, and you can also get examples of different types of large fauna that exist on various worlds.
Well, he's
Zero
trying to look up
on this
specifically
world.
this zero.
Yeah, remember this world had almost no information on the extranet.
He just like starts looking up random things about this planet. Then
Very few details beyond the stuff that you guys have already... actually, all the details that you have acquired before, but less is what you're able to find on the extranet, because you guys are able to find out more by cattle prodding. Ha ha ha! That was accidental. Oh god, that was good. By cattle inquiring while you guys are back on Omega. Oh, that was... Oh, sorry. I enjoyed that too much.
Is there like a Reddit for this planet or something? Like a message board?
There's 1,000 people here.
Yeah,
No.
I mean, you're talking about like a means to kind of like throw your own information about the planet.
Yeah.
I imagine the extranet doesn't work quite the way that our internet does. It's actually far more regulated for standard use. Like, not just anybody can throw garbage up onto websites. However, there would be like different lesser used channels, almost like your 4chan kind of channels, where you can add that kind of stuff up there. Yep, sure.
And Krax is going to try and find that for this planet specifically, for like the locals. And he's going to like start reading through everything and like, Control F fauna.
Okay, and you're gonna kind of like look through, but once again, you find nothing about this planet, because this planet was only very recently discovered by humans, and the
Does he
humans
find
that
anything
are
generally
here.
interesting?
Well, the only recently discovered of note by humans, and the humans that discovered it and that are here are all Alliance, and for them to have leaked out information could mean court-martialed and put in prison for a long period of time. So if they leaked information, they probably did so for large sums of money in quiet areas, as opposed to just, I'm going to throw this up on 4chan. You know what I mean?
Unfortunate. He's going to make a post then.
Unfortunate, huh?
Yes.
Oh.
4extranet. And it's just gonna be like an older picture of him, probably like a week or two old. Just being like, wow, this Krogan's handsome.
Okay, there you go.
Then he's just gonna post it, and then close the Omni tool.
Sure. Awesome. Now, did you want to travel with her? Did you want to stay where you are, like kind of out in the open, but as close to the facility as possible? Did you want to travel back to the rocks where you were before, which weren't too far away? Totally the spot that you're already at that's nearby? Or did you want to hoof it with her over to the to where all the buildings were, so you can take cover there?
He's going to try and follow Winnie.
Sure.
Basically, act as her bodyguard right now.
If you guys want to move quickly, roll me an exert. If you want to move cautiously, roll me a perception. You have to choose to do the same.
I would be cautious. And what do you want me to roll for attribute?
Okay, then both of you guys are going to roll me a perception, wisdom. Cracks, once again, for you specifically, you can roll perception intelligence if you prefer.
Hell no. Stop trying to make me roll intelligence.
I
know it's a
offer-
-1.
I thought your wisdom was too, but... Woo!
Oh, nice.
Holy shit!
We
You guys
both
are doing good.
did
Okay.
better.
So as you guys are making your way over there, being cautious, those 5 vehicles that we just talked about, Ollie, the people get into them and they all drive out. 2 of the vehicles immediately go into the ruins, heading down that same road that we had discussed beforehand. 3 of them head outwards. 1 of them is going around the opposite direction where Cracks and Winnie are. 2 of them are heading over towards the direction where Cracks and Winnie are, making the way around. Cracks and Winnie, you can see that one of the vehicles is clearly making like these large S-like turns, making their way over towards this area. It looks as though, if you had to guess, it looks as though they're looking for something over there. At one point in time, that vehicle actually stops over by the rocks that we were just discussing. And, it's kind of one of those, you guys stop for a second because you see that the lights stop over there. When he kind of like hoists up her gun and looks and sees that somebody actually got out of the vehicle and is walking around in the rocked area. The other one that went over to the direction towards you guys is doing these huge S's or big loops that are much further out trying to find. This one is actually the one that's going to make its way closer to where you guys are as it's making its initial loop. Because of the fact that you saw it long in advance, I'm going to allow you guys to make me a sneak with a +2. That sneak, as I'm also going to give you one more thing because you see it long in advance. Dexterity, sure, to react, but you can also make a wisdom to plan.
I'm going to use dexterity.
I'm going to use dexterity. That's
Sure.
my better one. And it's a +2.
Okay. I'm going to remind you guys again, and this is probably the last time I remind you, you do have one more in that pool of luck. Not now, but I'm just going to remind you. Don't forget you have to say it in advance. Okay, so as you guys see this vehicle driving around, trying to find you guys. Sorry, well, trying to find something, like maybe just doing their routine scans, not necessarily looking for you. Winnie easily kind of like goes over, sees where it's coming, finds like a little pocket, and like does like a run and climbs into this little pocketed area and hides. Cracks also goes to join you in that pocket, but he moves like this.
Yeah, Cracks is large. So.
And instead of like kind of like sliding into it in a smooth way, he climbs down and like goes over and he like steps over a rock and then tries to like squeeze himself in to the area where you're hiding.
Large body, small limbs. That's not Cracks' fault.
Yeah, it is not Crax's fault. And because of that, the vehicle does drive by the area. It does drive by the area. However, roll me a perception, wisdom, or charisma check, please.
Wait, charisma?
Yes, wisdom or charisma. That's you too, Winnie.
Yeah, I was just trying to decide what was better.
No, you're fine. Cool. So both
We're
of you guys
both
are even.
We're both better.
You notice that the car
Can I
was
borrow your
already
gun?
driving at high speeds, and so it had a hard time like looping. Is having a hard time looping, but clearly it picked up something. You're assuming it picked up something because it is looping back this way. So you can either try to double down where you're hiding, or at this point in time, fucking hoof it to where it was that you were trying to go.
He's going to look at Winnie. It's up to her because she's the more stealthy one.
I'll stay here. You go.
I don't. Yeah, I was like, I don't think Cracks can make it, so I'm just gonna say stay down.
Okay, Winnie, you don't need to re-roll a stealth check. You're fine with how you're kind of buried in there. Frank, you can roll me your stealth one more time. Same one that you did before.
Where is it? There.
Do you want to use the luck?
Is that the +2?
Yeah, it was, yes.
Oh, is it dexterity or?
I was giving you Dex or Wisdom. I think you chose Dex.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, so you kind of like nudge yourself into the hole a little bit more, and that vehicle does come back around this area, and it's slowly trekking its way around, and it like clearly slows down. It's not like it comes to a creeping halt, and it's doing that like I'm a creepy guy in a dark blue van down the inner city street at night. Nothing like that. This is it's driving at a speed, but slow enough that you know its scanners can definitely pick up more details. It loops through for several minutes before finally it turns and drives off, seemingly satisfied with whatever it had checked out. You guys can continue making your way over towards the building, and as you get over there, you actually do notice another group of scientists doing research in that area. You avoid them no problem to find the building that you want to get a nice perch on, okay? We're not going to make you roll to climb that thing. I just assume you do so cautiously
Correct,
from the
doesn't
outside of the
climb,
building. Oh, Winnie, you can climb it. You can stay on the ground there, Rick. Frank, I mean.
not Rick.
So back over to the other two. You notice those 5 vehicles going out. Cattle have been sleeping for a short period of time. When the 5 vehicles make their way out, 2 of them come like ripping down and driving over in that area, and then after about 15 minutes or so, one of them comes back up. You don't know if it's like the one that was down there earlier, or one of the 2. You don't know. But one of them comes back up and it actually stops somewhere nearby, about 150 meters from where you are. And it comes to a full stop, and you can actually tell by the way that like little devices on the thing kind of like come and fold out that they're clearly doing a much bigger scan or read of this area. What they're scanning or reading for, you do not know. However, you don't have the full cover of the building that you're hiding behind right now because of this. Cattle has been sleeping for about 25 minutes at this point. Do you wish to just leave him alone or kind of like wake him up and try to move?
I wake him up and try to move.
Okay, so you wake up. How do you wake him up? And Rick, how do you react?
I don't kick him.
Oh, I know.
It's a hand on chest and jostle kind of thing.
Okay.
It's a like you're rubbing a pet's belly.
Okay. So Cattle, you
Best way
wake
to
up.
describe it.
Belly rubs.
Yeah, Cattle's a light sleeper. He's used to this sort of thing, so he just wakes up and is like,
He was sleeping in a combat zone, and then I would just kind of, I'd actually silently just nod. Imagine you can kind of see like the headlights and stuff from over here, and then
yeah, I'll have a
nod
quick look
backwards
around and just nod back like,
and
crap.
start moving.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, I would start moving and whisper to him, as like, you might want to start the hack when you can.
Yeah, at this point, I would like to know whether I still have that -1 or not.
Nope,
What do I need to roll?
You decided to take a full 25 minutes, which is putting you guys in. It's putting you at a slight disadvantage at this point. Covers the -1, you're good to go. So you do not have the minuses. However, it is very clear that this thing is scanning. You guys are going to be able to make me a check to get away from here. It's not going to be a survival, a sneak check or anything like that. It's actually, you can choose either a lore intelligence or a survive wisdom. Again, check this out.
Survive wisdom, I guess.
Lore intelligence, no question.
Okay, so Ollie, Entouré has seen the scanners opening up. You spend a lot of your time kind of like jostling him, but in the back of your mind, you're trying to think like, okay, how can we handle this? Where can we go? You're thinking, okay, well, this is infrared scanners. That's a very obvious thing. It's electromagnetic. We need to try to get behind things that are going to hide us from those kind of views that this vehicle probably has. And you're looking around, and you can see like, okay, based off the terrain, maybe if we head in that direction, that will help hide us from what this thing might be able to pick up. Cattle, what you're able to tell is that the that type of vehicle is sure has a whole bunch of different types of scanners, but if it's a research facility searching outwards, then beyond like its typical visual, it's actually going to be set to scan like beaconing outwards, meaning the place where it's going to be have the least sensors, the place where it's going to see the least, is literally itself. So maybe immediately adjacent to it, definitely underneath it, is going to be completely blind to every type of scanner that it has.
Right, I pass this knowledge on.
So you guys have your 2 different options. Discuss.
That might be a good idea. We do need to get into. If we can hide under that, and you can hack the cameras, and we can get in. That's a good plan of action.
Yeah, we can get that started.
All right.
So you guys, while that thing's starting to kick up its scanners and everything, you're gonna like hoof over to it as quickly as you can and just try to like slide underneath the vehicle. Awesome. You're able to make me a couple of different options here. You're able to make me in a stealth intelligence check because you're being smart with how you're picking your ground, and exert dexterity to more or less like run over there and slide underneath it. Or do I have a third option for you? Give me one
Can
second.
you say those again? I wasn't listening.
Nope, that's fine. In intelligence, stealth, or in exert dexterity. Do I have another option for you? Those are going to be your options. Technically, you can do a perform check.
I'm gonna go sneak intelligence, I guess.
What do you want to do, Rick?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with sneak intelligence. It literally doesn't matter. They're
Don't
both
forget
equally
you
screwed.
have that other die. And you have your skill.
Aye.
You have your ability to reroll if need be.
I just fucked it.
Yeah, well,
Well,
always worse.
we knew it was a risky play going under the building. Well, okay.
Not building the
time
vehicle. Yeah.
Time to unzip some of the suit, I guess.
Oh, hey.
I'll just take a sniper bullet to the chest again.
I mean, we're going really close to a vehicle. We're probably not going to get sniped, right?
No. So,
It's gonna get
with
run
my luck.
over.
Have you seen these dice?
You guys run over, pick. It's not like you're going beeline towards it. You're picking your way, getting over towards the vehicle as best you can, and then try to slide and roll underneath the vehicle. You like clearly you're not 100% happy with what you're trying to do. Like you're not like, oh, this is the best thing I've ever done. But you don't think you do a complete shit job. Just one of those like, oh god, I hope they didn't notice me. But then you do hear like a loud clank as like a metal bar moves, and then you hear the door like roll open, and you see 3 sets of boots climb out of the vehicle and start walking around. They immediately fan out, and based off like the way that the feet are separated and the way that they're walking and whatnot, they're clearly on alert and searching for something. If you were to guess, it seems like they don't realize that you just slid into the vehicle, but they certainly realize that something just came at them quick. Okay? Why don't you do me a favor, the two of you, and you don't have to fight, so please don't misunderstand my phrasing. Roll me initiative.
Rolls. Okay, you just so to determine our action as we go forward into
Correct.
this dark night. That's dandy. Yeah,
Awesome.
I'll take that.
I just gotta go.
At least we get the fuck up first.
I have a plan. And it's a smart plan.
Okay, so you guys actually get to go first. So you see the 3 boots fanning out and making their way around. Cattle, you are first. Obviously, any amount of communication between the two of you guys would be, it would be to a degree of vocal. So be careful with that.
You keep forgetting we have Omni tools.
You have Omni tools,
at
but how
all
fast
times.
can you type? You know what I mean?
Cattle is
Cattle
very
can type
good at
really
typing.
fast. He's a Solarian.
Okay, fair.
Who this is his
Fair.
job as well.
Fair. I accept your argument.
Even though I can write a lot, I'm just gonna send her one quick word: suggestions? ?
Sounds like 3 words.
I type back, clearly not as good, and also my Omni tool is the arm that got chomped, so you see it go like, and like the sword isn't even stuck back in it anymore. Just the suggestion is Winnie.
I'm sorry. What's the suggestion?
He asked me for suggestions. My suggestion is Winnie. That's how I reply.
Wow, murder.
Okay, that is interesting. I'm gonna try to hack the vehicle scanners and try to turn them off or something. I don't know.
Okay. So if you want to just turn off the vehicle scanners, so you see he pulls his Omni tool forward. He kind of like looks up the vehicle, aims over to, because you like when you use your Omni tool to do this. Remember, like the lights on the Omni tool are not visible to everybody. you only see your own Omni tool. However, you can see clearly, because you've seen him do it before, you've done things like this before, he's clearly aligning the thing to line up to whatever kind of wires or whatever they are inside there for him to hack into. So you see kind of like, okay, right there, and then aim his hacking. So feel free to say something if you notice that, Entourage, but Rick, it's your turn.
No.
Hackety, 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 hackety.
So just regular decryption int?
Correct.
Okay. I was hoping for better.